Good afternoon, everyone. This is Imani with Restorative Yoga. I'm hoping that your week has been wonderful, despite all the rain and the icy temperatures. I was so happy to see clear skies and bright sunlight today. Um, for over a week, my husband and I have been stuck in the house, whereas before we were taking regular walks. So today, even though I don't think it even broke 40 degrees, we took a short walk, maybe about a 3 block radius. And we were just so happy with that. Fresh air, sunlight, um, and movement. So since we had all of that activity, now's a good time to do something gentle and restorative. So please join me finding your comfortable seat, whether that is cross-legged. You want to make sure that your posture is relatively straight. You can draw in your navel in order to engage your abdominal muscles, which will help you to sit upright and take pressure off of your lower back. You want to make sure that your shoulders are relatively straight. Just beyond the front edge of your mat. And when we start to uh, stop paying attention to distractions around us, draw inward a little bit, and tune into the natural breath. Not changing anything yet, just bringing our attention to how our breath is flowing in and out normally. What we are looking for is to notice whether or not our breath is flowing in and out smoothly, whether or not it's choppy, whether we feel short of breath. We're also paying attention to whether or not we feel any aches and pains, little twinges anywhere. We want to start to let go of thinking about what happened yesterday, last week. Let go of thinking about what happened, what's going to happen later on this evening or tomorrow. We just want to, for the next 45 minutes, pay attention to what's happening right now in the present. The easiest way to stay present is to focus on your breath. Drag them out. Maybe mentally count to 3 or even 5 as you slowly inhale and slowly exhale. Start paying attention to places where you can release tension. Are you holding it in your pelvis? Are you holding it in your thighs? Are you holding it in your chest or ribs? Are you holding it in your neck or shoulders? Start to draw out those inhales Drag out those exhales. Keep going. Mentally counting to 3 or 5 as you inhale, keeping that same slow count as you exhale. Hopefully your your abdomen will be relaxed enough so that when you inhale, it will inflate. That air will travel up to lift the chest and elongate the spine up through the crown of the head. It also the stale air from the lower lobes of your lungs, and allow your shoulders to relax down away from your ears a little bit more. Allow your hips to sink into whatever you're sitting on. Allow your legs and your feet to relax or sink into your mat or into the earth. So let's mindfully breathe together for 3 rounds of breath. A slow, slow inhale and possibly an even slower exhale. Slow, full breath in. Feel the lengthening, feel the lift. Draw in the navel to keep that lift and take a slow, slow breath out. Follow your breath 2 more times in case I'm talking too fast. Slow breath in. Navel draws in as you exhale. Third time's the charm. Navel draws in as we slowly exhale, relaxing the shoulders down, relaxing the hips, relaxing the legs and feet into the earth. We want to try to keep that mindful breath going as much as we can as we move. Inhaling, we usually lift up or fold, or lift up or reach forward. On the exhale, we usually reach down or fold. So we want to keep that in mind as we are breathing and flowing. If it's more comfortable, usually we're breathing in through the nose, out through the nose, but you can also breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. So we'll add some movement to our equal diaphragmatic breath or mindful breath. Let's bring in the neck and shoulders and work our way down. As we inhale, gently look up. Still the spine is lengthening. Draw in the navel as you exhale and look toward the earth. 2 more times. Slow inhale, looking up. Very gentle back bend. Draw in the navel, slow exhale as the gaze comes to earth. Inhale, gazing toward the heavens. Over to your left. Inhale, feel the spine lengthen up and down at the same time. As you exhale, draw down at the same time, draw in the navel, and as you exhale, look a little bit more over your right shoulder. Inhale, coming back to center. And as you exhale, draw in the navel and let the shoulders relax down. Let the hips relax down. Let the legs and feet relax into the earth. Fingertips out to the sides, maybe aligning with the hips. Keeping the right fingertips aligned on the with the right hip. Slowly inhale and reach out and up overhead. Drawing your navel, and as you exhale, bend your right elbow and take a bend over to the right. As you inhale, really lift up through the fingertips to elongate the side ribs. Draw on your navel and take a little bit deeper side bend. Really stretching the obliques. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, left fingertips float back down and align with the left hip. Inhale and really reach up through the fingertips. Draw in the navel. And as you exhale, deepen your side bend a little bit. Press your stabilizing hand, the hand on the floor, into the mat to keep the opposite hip from lifting up. Inhale all the way up. And as you exhale, let that right hand float back down. Let's do one more on each side. Got to remember about the walk. Inhaling, left side up, left arm up. Exhale, side bend to the right, pressing the right hand into the mat to keep the left hip anchored. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, left hand floats down. Inhale, right hand reaches out and up. Draw in the navel, exhale, bend over to the right, press the left hand into the mat to keep that right hip from lifting up as you deepen your side bend. Inhale all the way up, exhale, float that hand back to earth. And we'll go for some seated spinal twists. This time, we inhale and reach both arms, both fingertips out to the sides and then overhead. Drawing your Drawing the navel, and as you exhale, turn the navel, then the chest, and lastly, the head, if the neck feels okay with it. Slow inhales will release and turn back to center. Exhale, let the shoulders slide down, the shoulder blades slide down the back. Let the hips sink into the earth. Let the legs and feet relax into the earth. Opposite side. Inhale, reach out and up. Taking your time, slow breath. Drawing your navel. Exhale, turn to your right. Hands separate. Left hand to right knee, right hand behind the right hip. Inhale, lift the heart. Draw in the navel, and as you exhale, turn the navel, turn the chest. And if your neck is okay, turn the head. Slow inhale, release everything, and turn back to center. Exhale, relax the shoulders, hips, and legs toward the earth. If you if you have your knees bent, go ahead and stretch out the legs. Still sitting up tall. Abdominals are still engaged. Gently when we inhale, a little more strongly when we exhale. The shoulders are over the hip joints. Hands can be pressing in alongside the hips, or they can rest on the thighs. We're going to go for a point and flex. Inhale, point the toes away from you. Draw in the navel as you exhale. Flex, meaning flex the feet, pointing the toes toward you. We're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale, spine lengthens, toes point. Heart lifts. Draw in the navel, exhale, shoulders relax, hips relax, feet flex, toes point toward you. 1 more. Inhale, point, lift. Exhale, draw in the navel, flex, ground. Ankle circles. Still breathing mindfully. Inhale for half of the circle, exhale for the second half of the circle. 3 times in one direction. Can y'all hear that? My ankle popping? And then reverse. That's an old injury. Doesn't stop me from walking though. Inhaling half of the circle, front half of the circle. Exhaling the second half of the circle. All right. Next inhale, let's bring the left knee close to the chest, foot flat on the floor. As we exhale, let that knee gently reach out to the left side, and let's snugly place the left foot to the right thigh. We're going for Janu Shasana, or head to knee pose. We inhale, reaching out and up, drawing the navel. Or you can look down at your shin or knee. Protect your neck. Inhale all the way up. Heart lifts. Draw on your navel, and as you exhale, hinge at the hip joint. Reach over those toes. If the neck is stiff, gaze downward. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, let the arms come down. And we extend back out that left leg. As you inhale, let's bend that right knee and bring it close to our chest. As we exhale, let the knee reach out to the right and the foot snugly comes in contact with the left thigh. Inhale, reach out and up. Draw in the navel, and as you exhale, hinge at the hip joint and reach over the leg. You don't have to go far. If your neck is stiff, gaze down. Inhale up. Heart lifts. Draw on the navel. Exhale. Fold at the hip joint. Reach a little bit further. Gaze down if your neck is feeling a twinge. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, reach out and down. And let's extend that right leg back out. Let's widen the legs, a seated wide straddle. I'm going to come off of my cushion so that my sitting bones are more in contact with the earth. The feet are flexed. You're sitting up tall. Shoulders are still over the hip joints. Your legs are just wider. We're going to turn to the left, toward the left leg. Fingertips on either side of the left thigh. Inhale and let that heart lift, that spine lengthen. Draw in the navel, and as you exhale, walk down the leg. Don't have to go far. Inhale, lengthen. Come up on the fingertips, draw in the navel, and as you exhale, bend the elbows and allow the heart to lower toward your thigh or knee. Tuck your chin. As you inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, back in center. We turn to the right. Fingertips on either side of the right thigh. Inhale, heart lifts, spine lengthens. Both directions, up and down. Draw in the navel, and as you exhale, walk down your leg. Inhale, lift up onto your fingertips. Feel your heart lift. Draw in your navel as you exhale, bend your elbows and maybe lower your heart more onto your thigh or towards your knee. You can look at your toes, or if your neck feels a little bit stiff, look down at your knee or shin. Inhale, walk all the way up. Exhale, and we're back in center. This time, fingertips are right in front of us. Inhale. Feel the heart lift, feel the crown lift. Maybe feel the tailbone dig slightly into the mat or the legs lengthen. Draw in your navel, and as you exhale, keep your shoulders away from your ears as you crawl forward. You only want to go as far as is comfortable, and you don't want your sitting bones lifting up off of your mat. This is going to feel a little bit intense in the inner thighs and maybe a little bit behind the knees. If so, just back off a little bit. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Feel the heart lift. Draw in the navel, and as you exhale, maybe bend your elbows a little bit instead of crawling the fingers forward. Your gaze is just forward of your fingertips. Inhale, lift up. Draw in your navel, and as you exhale, just bend your elbows and let the heart lower gently toward the earth. You can come onto your elbows if that's accessible to you. Take an extra breath. Feel the neck lengthen as you inhale. Draw in the navel, and as you exhale, feel your shoulders relax down from your earlobes. Tuck your chin, and as you inhale, we come back upright. Once your shoulders are over your hips, you can lift your head. legs back together. Maybe shake out the knees a little bit. Swing the legs to the side, and let's come to hands and knees. Knees come straight down from the hip joint. Wrists come straight underneath the shoulders. Spread the fingers wide so that you have a nice wide base. Draw in the navel, tuck the tailbone a little bit to try to flatten your back. Tabletop position, also called. Your toenails can dig into the mat, or you can tuck your toes under. If you need to bring a blanket or a towel or a pillow underneath the knees, please, please be kind to the knee joints. So as we inhale, we're going to let the belly relax. We're going to let the heart come forward and let the tailbone tip up. And we're going to gaze forward. Cow pose. As we exhale, tuck the tailbone, tuck the navel in, tuck the chin. Press the hands into the mat, and the heart reaches up like a Halloween cat. Nice and slow, flowing with the breath. Inhale to cow. Nice and slow. Exhale, take a cat tuck. One more time. Slow inhale. Cow pose. Slow exhale. Cat tuck. Gently inhale to a flat back. Take 3 slow breaths. Make as many healing sounds as you like. The object here is not to bring the forehead to the earth, but to bring the hips closer to the heels. So feel free to bring in whatever you need to help those hips stay close to the heels. When you're ready to come up, tuck the chin a little bit and come all the way up. And we're back in a tabletop position. Take a breath. Let yourself get settled. Next, inhale. Reach your right foot straight back from the hip joint. As you exhale, try to relax those shoulders down from the earlobes, hands more into the mat, left knee and left foot more into the mat. You can do your ankle circles here a couple of times in one direction, a couple of times in another direction. Inhale, lift up a little bit more. Exhale, bring that knee back in. A very, very subtle tuck. Next, inhale, the left foot shoots straight out from the hip joint. Exhale, everything in contact with the earth grounds into the earth. Ankle circles 2 times in one direction, reverse for 2 or 3 circles. Inhale, lift a little higher. Exhale, bring that knee gently down. A very subtle tuck. Take a breath here in tabletop. And we'll go for a low lunge. Inhale the left leg straight back. Lift upright. And as you exhale, relax through the shoulders, the and legs to ground. Hands can come to hips. Inhale, maybe lift that heart a little bit more. Draw in the navel, and as you exhale, relax through the shoulders, the hips, and the legs for a very gentle crescent. And we're just looking up at the top corner, the top edge of the wall in front of us. Inhale and come back upright. Exhale, both hands to the mat. Bring that left hand inside. And as you exhale, step that left knee back. Take a breath here in neutral. Inhale your right leg back and lift it high. As you exhale, tuck and bring that foot forward. Bring the right fingers outside the right foot. Relax through the shoulders. Inhale, walk up the leg, shoulders over hips. Exhale, relax through the shoulders, the hips, and the legs. One more breath. Hands to the hips. Inhale. Feel the heart lift. Feel the crown lift. Draw in the navel, and as you exhale, relax through the shoulders and the hips and the legs. Third time is the charm. Inhale. Lift the heart a little bit more. Draw in the navel. Exhale. Relax through those shoulders, those hips, and those feet. Your gaze is just to the top of the windowsill, the top of your window. Inhale, shoulders back over the hips, everything upright. Exhale, hands back down. Bring that right hand inside. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step that knee back, and we're back in a neutral position. Tuck the toes under. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, lift the knees just off the mat. Take an extra breath. Inhale, exhale, lower down. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, hips back, heart down, forehead down. And take 2 very, very slow full breaths. Healing sounds aloud. Tuck the chin, gently come up. Toes are tucked under. And we're sitting on the heels. Touch, reach back for the heels, and maybe relax the elbows back. Very gently come to stand on the knees. We're going to put our hands at the sacrum. This time, as you inhale, let your heart lift up toward the heavens. As you exhale, draw in your navel, tuck your tailbone, relax the shoulders back, keep the chin toward the chest and looking forward. Super gentle camel pose. One more breath. Inhale, heart lifts, reaches toward the heavens. Draw in the navel, exhale, press the pelvis forward, tuck the tailbone, reach the shoulder, relax the shoulders down, chin stays toward the chest. Very inhale, cat, cow, exhale, cat. Back to neutral. Walk our hands and knees a little bit to the right as we sit the hips down on the left and come back to a comfortable seat. Pardon me stumbling over my words. I'm going to blame it on Mercury retrograde. And of course, I forgot my hand towel. Whew. Let's make our way on to lying on the mat on our back as we do a few bridge flows. You can bring in any props that you need to protect your back. Maybe a meditation cushion at the sacrum, or cushion. So I'm gonna try out the rolled towel at my sacrum. Usually it's behind the knees. So we come to partial recline. Knees are bent, feet are flat on the floor. Press the lower back into the mat or into your prop. This allows your tailbone to tuck while you are lying on your back. Bring the heels close to the hips, to the glutes. Reach the fingertips toward the heels. Doesn't matter if they touch or not. That is just a motion to lower your shoulders from your earlobes. Press the back of the head, the shoulders into the mat, the back of the head into the mat, but make sure that your neck is not pressing. Palms are flat, feet are flat. Feels so good. On your next inhale, press down with the palms, press down with the feet. And as you inhale, lift your hips and your lower back off the mat. We're not lifting high. Inhale, and we lift a little bit. Navel in, exhale, lower down the sacrum and the hips. You can take a resting breath in between reps, or you can keep flowing. This is your practice. You decide if you need the extra breath. We're gonna do 4 more for a total of 5. Each time, remember to tuck the tailbone first by pressing the lower back into the mat before you move. Inhale, lift up. This time, maybe press the feet a little more into the mat and maybe lift up to the mid back. Draw in the navel, exhale, and lower down. Take that resting breath if you need it. If not, we're going to keep on flowing to the mid back. Inhale, navel in as we lower, spine down, hips down last. Inhale, tuck the tailbone first. Inhale, lift to the mid back or maybe a little higher. Draw in the navel, slowly roll down the spine first. Hips touch down last. Take that resting breath if you need it. If not, keep flowing. We got 2 more, I think. I always lose count. Tuck the tailbone, press the feet, press the hands. Inhale, lift. This time, go as high as is comfortable for you. Draw in your navel before you start to exhale down. Keep that navel in the whole time you're exhaling and lowering down. Hips touch down last. Take that resting breath if you need it. If not, inhale, lift up one more time. This time as high as you can. Press those feet, press those hands. Keep breathing. Navel draws in as we slowly lower down. If you haven't done so before, take a resting breath here before we go for the static pose. Okay. Alignment first always. Press the lower back into the mat in order to tilt the tailbone. Lower the shoulders away from the ears. If you need to, if pressing the palms into the mat is difficult, then press the upper arms and the elbows. Inhale, lift. Hold while you exhale. Navel still draws in. Will we keep the hips lifted? One more breath. Inhale. Maybe press into those feet and lift those hips a tiny bit more. Draw in the navel. Activate the core. As you exhale. One more time. Inhale. Draw in the navel. Slowly lower down the spine. And then the hips. Once the hips touch down, bring the soles of the feet together. Knees open out left and right. Press the soles of the feet together. Bring in the fists underneath the thighs if you need it. Recline Cobbler's pose. Here, you support under the thighs if that's what you need. And you inhale, inflating the abdomen and the hip joints and the inner thighs. And a little bit of the lower back. If you don't need support under the thighs, if you need more hip opening, then place the hands on top of the inner thighs for added weight. Inhale, inflate the belly, inflate the hip joints. As you exhale, draw in the navel and let the weight of the hands and gravity open the hips a little bit more. Whichever one you choose, the soles of the feet gently press together. Either way, whether you're doing the supported version or the traditional version. Take one more breath. Inhale, inflate the abdomen, inflate the hip joints, inflate the lower back. Let the heart lift. Draw in the navel. Exhale. The back body, the side ribs, all relax toward the earth. Take your time. Slowly inhale. Bring those knees and inner thighs back together. And as you exhale, drawing your navel and lift one knee or both toward your heart. Oh, so good. Don't pull on the knees. Hold on to the shins or the back of the thighs. 3 more breaths. Inhale. Abdomen inflates. Maybe the arms straighten a little bit as the thighs lift away from the abdomen. Draw in the navel as you exhale. Bend those elbows and coax those knees closer to the heart. 3 more. Inhale. Straighten the arms. Let the thighs lift up as the abdomen fills. Exhale. Draw that navel in. Bend the elbows. Inhale. Really massage that lower back for putting it through the back bend. You can even do hip circles, 1 or 2 times in one direction and then reverse it. Mm, 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 mm. Opening the knees, reaching through, taking hold of shins, ankles, or the outer edges of the feet. Inhale, soles of the feet toward the ceiling. Exhale, let the knees relax toward the earth. Happy baby pose. If this is too intense, put 1 foot down and do half happy baby. And then switch. One more time. All right. Let's roll to one side. It doesn't matter which. Once you're on your side, pause for a moment and take a breath. And let's roll all the way over onto our stomach. Taking the time. Let's go for Sphinx pose. After the bridge flow and the static bridge, let's be kind to ourselves. Elbows right underneath the shoulder joint. Feet are a little bit wider, maybe about shoulder distance apart. Toenails on the floor. Pelvis is grounding into the floor. Tailbone is tucking down. Heart and neck are lifting up. Forearms and palms are pressing into the floor. Or you can take hold of the elbows and press the forearms into the floor. Whichever arm position you choose, the forearms press into the floor and elbows press into the floor. And we inhale, let the heart lift, the neck gets long, the crown lifts up, the spine length is down through the tailbone, the legs and the feet as we inhale. As you exhale, the navel's going to draw in. See if you can't keep your heart lifted as everything below the belly button grounds into the earth. Everything above the belly button continues to lift toward the heavens. 2 more breaths. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, ground. Shoulders ground, neck and crown stay lifted. Hopefully the heart stays lifted. 1 more breath. Inhale, lengthen. Spine lengthens up through the crown, as well as down through the spine, the tailbone and the legs. Exhale, drawing the navel, press those forearms. Relax everything below the belly button while keeping the heart, the neck, and the crown lifted. Inhale, lengthen 1 more time. And as you exhale, slowly lower the chin down. Bend the elbows. You can stack the hands in front of you and press your forehead to those stacked hands. Tuck your chin a little bit and take a breath here in the center. Turn and place your left ear on your stacked hands and take 2 full breaths. Still slow inhale, slow exhale. What you're feeling for is because your abdomen is on the floor, it's going to press into the floor and allow your lower back and your side ribs to expand. And as you exhale, your navel's going to draw in and your whole body is going to sink into the mat. Let your left ear relax on your hands. 2 breaths. Feeling sounds aloud. Take your size. Lift up, turn the right ear and place it on the stacked hands. And we're going to take 2 or 3 slow breaths, feeling for the expansion in the ribs and the lower back as we inhale. And as we exhale, navel draws in a bit. And we sink into the mat like we're on a feather bed. Inhale. Exhale. And we're going to take 1 more breath in center. Forehead or first eye to the stacked hands for 1 breath. Very gently, let's take a couple of stretches. Whatever feels good. before we roll onto our left side. Bring in your props. Can go here. Or if you have throw pillow, tuck that under the neck. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Stillness. Find your comfortable stillness. You're going to be here for 5 minutes while we do a guided meditation. You stay where you are. I will move, possibly, maybe. Relax your eyes, either closed all the way or halfway. Start to let go of controlling the breath. No more worrying about whether or not your abdomen is inflating enough. No more worrying about whether or not you're drawing your navel in tightly enough. No more of that pesky counting to 3 or 5. We're going back for the natural breath. Bring your awareness back to the natural breath. How does it feel now? Is it smoother? Is it deeper? Is it more relaxed? Try to notice these things. Breathe in, visualize that you are shooting that oxygen to those places. To those places that are still tight and achy and offering you resistance. Talk about having compassion for other people. We need to have compassion for ourselves as well. It begins with mindfulness, watching our thoughts, watching our words, so that it can prevent more problems down the line. And we just came off of February 14th. In some cultures, it's called Valentine's Day. In other cultures, it's called Akoma Day. In some cultures, it's also called Black Love Day, whether you're talking about the 13th or the 14th. But it's all about relationships, relationship to yourself, relationship to others, relationship to your community and the world. We want to be more mindful. We want to be more compassionate. We want to be more respectful. We want to be more equitable. That is justice for ourselves and all beings. As we breathe in, we are breathing in that mindfulness and that compassion as if it were a tangible thing. Golden light, the sweetest smell of your favorite flower. And as you breathe out slowly, gently, we breathe in compassion and we breathe out respect. We breathe in respect and we breathe out justice. We breathe in justice and we breathe out peace. Stay here for as long as you like. Never mind me while I sit up. Hopefully you were able to hear the music. The selection this time is also on the Meditative Mind YouTube channel. It is meditation cushion or flat on the mat. Let's sit up tall. As we inhale, reach out and visualize that you are gathering all those things from our meditation. Truth, peace, justice, respect, love, compassion, mindfulness. Palms meet overhead. And as we exhale, bring that affirmation, wish, prayer straight into the heart. Inhale one more time. Let your heart lift to meet your affirmation. And as you exhale, bow to your true and divine self. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining